This podcast is here to uplift, encourage, and support all people to create and build a community surrounding their goals, discover new talents, and learn new life skills. Take 100. Period, point blank. Welcome to Sis Hear Me Out, the podcast. My name is Sterling AKA Big Sis. That's why you need to stay on your grind. Okay? That's why I need to stay on my grind. If I would stay on my grind, I wouldn't be going through this right now. It would just be coming out of my freaking mouth. Action. Period, point blank. Welcome to Sis Hear Me Out, the podcast. My name is Sterling, aka Big Sis. You can find me on all platforms at Sterling_TV. Welcome to the show where we're doing it and we're doing it big. Okay, that ate. Okay, so this episode is going to be about dating while having kids, okay? And things that you should look out for and things that you should address, to the other person and stuff like that. I do want to touch on that because I am a single mom that has 2 boys, and when you start dating, you start, people start talking to you and you start getting out there and stuff like that. There are things and questions that need to be talked about and need to be addressed before you get serious or before you dive into everything. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple quick tips when it comes to that. But first, we're going to go ahead and go to our Jesus juice because we haven't did that in a long time, which is terrible. So let me go ahead and get it. Give me 1 second. After 200 times. Okay. Jesus time. It's Jesus time. Jesus time. It's Jesus time. Can you see it? Okay. It says read me when you're feeling all these things. Okay. And so every episode, the last 2 episodes I didn't do it, but every episode we're going to dive into Jesus because that is a part of me and, somebody who guides me in life. So that is what I will be doing. So I feel like for this episode, I feel like lonely, which is the very light blue one, would be a very good one to read on, because when we're in this season of single momming or single daddying or whatever, a lot of the time you do feel lonely. You feel as if dang, I wish I had a partner to do life with, because it could be a lot. It could be a lot. Anybody knows that. Okay? Ooh, period. We're going to do this one. So we picked it out, and I feel is really relatable to this episode. And I will go ahead and read it out loud. It says, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me." John 14:1. And, this is a good one because when you're feeling lonely, your heart is troubled, and he's saying don't do that, okay? Because if you believe in a higher power, you also need to believe in Jesus, and Jesus is the way, the truth. And if you follow his principles, you shouldn't feel like that, and if you do, you need to be putting your cares, worries, and feeling anxious and everything like that on him, because he can take that all away. So shout out to this verse, John 14:1. Okay, go ahead and open your Bible if you feel as if you want to touch in on that and process life. I think this is a good one to reflect on. So this episode is going to be kind of everywhere, because I didn't write anything down because I'm currently going through this. And I feel like this should be almost like a FaceTime call. We're over here just going and talking, and I'm running my gums, and, you're just listening. Okay? So I will say, before you even, I know this is about dating, but before you even get into that, I feel like it's really, really important to make sure that you are 100% ready. And will you be 100% ready all the time? No, but you at least have to feel like that. I have done all the work by either going to therapy, journaling, figuring out things that I'm insecure about, figuring out things that I'm great at, Like for example, things that I may be insecure about, and I don't mind sharing because, yeah, one is being a single mom. In general, that is an insecurity because it's just like, wow, why do you not have somebody with you? You know what I mean? And once you address that insecurity, you can then move on in a respectful manner, right? Because if there's any comments on that, or people asking why or anything like that, you don't want to jump and be mad, but you want to answer with sternness and confidence, if that makes sense. So I would say one thing that I'm great at is definitely keeping it pushing, right? So like if something happens in my life that's sad, or like, I don't know, difficult, that would be difficult to some people. For me, it would be like, okay, what am I going to do next? So just reflecting in those two areas, I'm able to answer when I am going on dates and stuff like that in a very confident manner, because I have figured out those things within myself, right? And so um I would say, yeah, just 100% make sure that you're ready for this. Make sure that you're ready. And this is honestly like, yes, with kids, but also without kids too. Like, just make sure you are confident in yourself 100%, whether it's your body. Like for me, I'm a thicker girl. A lot of girls that are thick, like me, are usually insecure about like how they look and stuff like that. Some are. Not saying everybody is, but some are. Me, I am not. I love the way I look. Um, I am super, like, I am working on my health, but like in a way where it's like, oh, I'm working on it because of this, not because of men, if that makes sense. So just make sure you're 100% confident in who you want to be, because you cannot let people validate your experience and what you're going through. You have to validate it on your own, if that makes sense. Yeah. After you are like, okay, I'm ready for dating. Questions, I'm going to say 5 questions that need to be asked. 1, okay, how is your relationships with your parents, right? And I say that because you will get a lot of information about someone with how they were raised, okay? You will see whether their parents like whooped them all the time or didn't whoop them at all, or like or did they have dinner ready every single day? Did they not? Like just little stuff like that. I feel like those are really key importance to know. Like do their parents I don't know, like did they have a really terrible relationship with their parents, like, or was it a good relationship? Was their dad in their life? Was their dad other Do they resent their dad? Like just like stuff like that is super important to get before you like get super serious, because you really need to understand how they grew up, because that will lead into how they will treat your children. Period. Ask them if they had step siblings. How do they feel about their step siblings? Like, just little stuff like that. Like, what's something that you wished your parents did for you? Like, really get to know their upbringing. That's super, super important, because you cannot find yourself in other people. Because every single time they will let you down, because you are not them and they are not you. So, that's number 1. Go ahead and figure out what the parent situation is. That is literally number 1. Number 2, look them up. I mean, you were supposed to do that before, but go ahead and look them up. Go ahead and look them up. I know sometimes that's not like the first, not that's not everybody's first thing, is to like look somebody up. I'm gonna just tell you right here, right now, go ahead and look them up. And any little thing that you see, address it. Address it right then, right now. Like, don't even wait for the second date. Like, go ahead and just move that along. And I say that because you want honesty now, and you can always tell when somebody's lying to you. And character is everything when it comes to dating. Because now you need to focus on, like, how they're going to treat you, and are they going to be honest with you? Are they going to hold back a little bit? Like, you need full transparency, especially if you have kids, because now you're putting your kids in the mix. So, first one, go ahead and figure out their parent lifestyle, stuff like that. Go ahead and look on Facebook. Facebook will tell you a lot. Get their first and last name. One thing, this is random, but another thing that I figured out is that a lot of people, when they're dating people, they don't know their first and last name. And that may sound like, oh my God, like what? No, a lot of people do not know their first and last name, and that is super important. And if you can get the middle name, get it. Okay, that's even better. Like, start looking these people up, like Googling. Okay, that's the second one. Go ahead and Google. Okay, Google. Go ahead and look in the systems. Ask where they lived. That's another important thing too. Ask where they lived. Ask like if they lived in different states, stuff like that. Because it's really, I mean, people live whole different lives in different states. And then they move to a new area and now it's like, oh, yay, like my life is new, but no, there's still some things that could be lingering that you need to know about. And so go ahead and lean into that, okay? Check and see if they live in different states. So that's what the whole second one is when it comes to looking them up. That is like so important, okay? Number 3, I want you to get a journal if you can, or use your phone and list out things that you really like about them, things that you're like, oh, this person has potential, and then the actions, right? Because if you're like, oh my gosh, I love how they make me laugh, I love how they do this, right? And your potentials, you're like, I potentially see them being a provider, I potentially see them, look at all the potentials, like he did this for me, blah blah blah, and then do the actions, like what did he do for you, what has he done for you. Especially if you're on your like 5th day, or you guys are like now calling each other baby, like you guys are getting into it, like make sure you're looking at those actions to see if they're actually the person that they say that they are. Because one thing that people like to do is throw some razzle dazzle on it, okay? Like, seriously, like, who's not gonna hype themselves up, right? So you have to think about that all the time. Like, who's not gonna hype themselves up? Why are they even saying these things? Are they even about that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he's talking about oh yeah, I want to take you to a dinner on Saturday, right? Saturday comes, you get no message, but he hits you up at the end of the day and he's talking about sorry, like, I don't know, like, sorry I missed out, or sorry, something happened throughout the day. Those are the actions that you need to pay attention to, because why didn't he hit you up before? Why didn't he, you know what I mean? And when it's time to show up, like when it comes to them showing up for you, how are they supposed to show up for your children? You know what I mean? Like, it's just not gonna go. So just make sure that you're writing those things down and seeing it visibly, and also asking out loud, like, would I want my mom to be going through this, or would I like my mom to be taking care of this, or them to take care of them, or just like little anything. Like, would you feel embarrassed to introduce them to your family, or like little things like that? Like, make sure you lean into those, because that's also your intuition, and a lot of people like to ignore the red flags, especially if you're a people pleaser, right? So make sure you're like deciphering whether like this person's actions really match up and align with what they're saying and who they are. That is so key and super important. A lot of people, I mean, if you ask older couples now, they will tell you like, yeah, in the beginning they were this, we had to get through this bump and this bump, and some of the bumps be like, oh my gosh, like crazy. And you just don't want to put yourself through that if you don't have to, because would you do that? You know what I mean? So yeah, go ahead and save the time and energy, and make sure that you are comparing and contrasting. That is 100%, like, that is definitely top 3. Okay, so we're gonna go over it again. First one, guys, what's the first one? That mommy brain. What was the first one? There I go. Brains off. The first one. What is the first one? Oh my God. How do I not remember the first one? Well, that's what I will say. Second one, look them up. Third one, compare and contrast. Oh, parents. Parents. The first one is parents. Okay. First one, parents. Okay. Check and see what their relationship is like with their parents. That's definitely something that you ask them in the beginning of the text, okay? Like when you guys are texting back and forth, like, oh, how's your family? You have any sisters, brothers? Yeah, go ahead and ask those questions. Second, look them up. Third, compare and contrast, okay? See what their actions line up with their words. Super important. Okay. Fourth one, hygiene. Believe it or not, some people will ignore it. Okay. Check and ask to see when the last time he went to the dentist. Okay. We should also, as women, be going to the dentist. Sometimes it's hard because I know insurance and stuff like that. But if you can help it, make sure they're taking care of their teeth. Like, these are all important things because you have to think, like, when you guys grow old together, like, you're going to be the one taking care of them, right? Whether you're a male or female, you're going to be taking care of your partner. Period. Right? And that comes with, are you getting your physicals? Are you doing this? Because that shows the importance of how they care about themselves. And if they're able to care about themselves, they'll be able to care about you and them kids. Okay? So see if they're going to the doctor and, if they know about themselves, if they know about their body, know about, like, that's super important because at the end of the day, like, our health is everything. When we grow older and everything like that, it's important. Like, for example, a little story time. My dad had got diagnosed with this thing, right? And he was ignoring going to the doctors. They made it just in time. If he didn't go at that time, he would have passed. So, like, little things like that is, like, super, super important to make sure that they're on top of that, because if they're not on top of themselves, how are they supposed to help you? And how are they supposed to help the kids? Like, seriously, it's super important to go get those checkups and to make sure your body is doing good and doing great. And I'm talking about myself too. We just went to we just found a dentist, and we just found a really good provider. So, like, I'm also making sure that my children and myself are getting taken care of. So that way, when I do find someone that I'm handing us off, not, that sounds weird, but, like, you're not with this person who doesn't know their body or doesn't know anything. Like, I know about myself, I know about my children, so that way it's not, you're not dealing with all these complications, if that makes sense. So just go ahead and check up on yourself and make sure that they are checking up on their self. That is super, super, super important. Okay, make sure their teeth, make sure they're brushing that tongue. When you go to their house, I'm not saying snoop, but look in that that tub, okay? Look in that tub, look in the back of the toilet, okay? You need to see all that. Like, because you need to know, are they taking care of them space? And if we come together or he comes over and stuff like that, is he going to take care of my space? That's super important, okay? Because people like to get comfortable, and some people's comfortable is different from your comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, you may be okay with leaving a cup, but what if he leaves a cup, his fork, and a plate? I mean, are you going to be annoyed? Are you going to be chill? Like, those are super things to, like, check on, and talk about. So, yeah, there's that. And now we have 5. What would be my 5 one? What would be 5? You know what I will say? School. How are they in school? I feel like that's a really important one, because were you a bully? Like, how are you going to help my kids through school? Because that's a huge part of their life. Like, I noticed that when I went to my dad for a lot of things. Like, he was like, I just wasn't the best reader and stuff like that. He would get mad at me for not reading as good, if that makes sense. So, like, I don't know, like, did he get all D's? Like, did he not care? Because how is he supposed to encourage my kids to do good if he didn't care? Like, some people just don't care. They'd be like, whatever, let him do whatever. I care. I graduated, it wasn't the highest, it was like a 3.2, because my junior year was freaking terrible, bro. It was so hard. But I was going through a life struggle, and it's like, when you talk to your partner about that and about school, like, if they were like, yeah, I used to skip school and I used to this and that, like, all hella excited, like, why are you, like, because I want my kids to be scholars and actually be serious, that I would say it's like, I don't judge people for that, but it's like, how am I supposed to trust that you would be, like, a good teacher for my children, if that makes sense? Like, are you different now? Or, like, how are you now? Are you still like, I don't care? Or are you like, oh, you know, I think it's important now. Like, I wish I would have been more serious about it, stuff like that. Like, are you looking things up? Like, how do you learn now? You know, because we're always learning. So, like, I feel like that's another huge thing that also needs to be, like, addressed and talked about. It's just like, yeah, how are they in school? Because that kind of shows where you are with learning in life. So, yeah, those are my 5 tips. And dating while having children or dating somebody with children, make sure that you are like asking those questions and keeping them accountable, keeping yourself accountable. Also, boundaries too. Like, boundaries are huge. It's super important. Write down your boundaries before you start dating and then make sure you're sticking to them. You know, sometimes you need something visual to go off of. Like, seriously, because you'll forget, especially if they have good D or they're funny or they're just like, you know, somebody who smooth talk or very good with their words and stuff like that. You will forget a lot of your boundaries. So go ahead and make sure you write them down, have them in your phone. So that way you can always pull them up, and if you feel that stuff is like getting off track, you make sure you get back on that track because that's super important. Okay. So yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. It's been a minute since I've been back. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Guys, we have 100 subscribers. Like, oh, yay! Like, thank you guys so much and becoming a part of the Sterling family, and we're about to make this go big. Like, it's every episode's going to be bigger and better, and we're just going to be like comfortable and talking to each other. And like, if you guys have any questions or even want to like talk about anything or want me to speak on anything, comment below and like tell me exactly how you feel um and what you want to do and how you want to do it. Like, I'm here to support you guys. If you have any projects that you want me to participate in, please let me know because I would love to. Like, I would love to be here for you guys. I'm very much a like supporter in you, and you know, it also keeps me accountable and being a good friend because that's something that I want to work on and be better at. So yeah, also we have some really good things coming up. We have our store, that's our online store that's gonna come out. We'll have some merch. Hopefully that's up and running by September, the beginning of September. That's my goal. We'll have stickers, we'll have shirts, and then I'm also creating a processing journal that basically helps you through life and stuff like that. For example, in this video, I said to write down compare and contrast and stuff like that. That is something that you can write in that journal. So, yeah, I'm really excited to put those things out, and hopefully by the beginning, I'm shooting for the beginning of September, but if it ends up being the end of September, those things will be out to you guys. So I'm super excited, and thank you so much for being here with me. I will see you at the next episode. Bye. Period, point blank. Okay, let me drink some more water. Okay. Period, point blank. Welcome to Sis Hear Me Out, the podcast. Okay. Oh, hallelujah. Baptist Church. Hallelujah. Okay. Period, point blank. Welcome to Sis Hear Me Out, the podcast. My name is Sterling. I forgot. Oh my God, it's been a minute. My name is Sterling. You can find me at Sterling TV. Welcome to the show. We're doing it. Okay. Woo. Okay. Period, point blank. Welcome to Sis Hear Me Out, the podcast. My name is Sterling, AKA Big Sis. I'm just fucking up. Okay. Serious. All seriousness. Okay. Period, point blank. Welcome to Sis Hear Me Out, the podcast. I feel like I'm looking at myself and not at the camera. Okay. You know what? I need to have a teleprompt right over here. Why don't I do that? It'd just be easier. Anyway. Okay. Period, point blank. Welcome to Sis Hear Me Out, the podcast. My name is Sterling, aka Big Sis. Welcome to the show where we doing it and we doing it big. Okay. I forgot to say you can find me at. Okay. Exactly. Period. As you should. Oh my gosh, is that Kevin? Hi, Kevin. Okay, so, oh my gosh, it's been a minute since I talked to you. Freaking, guys, I'm recording right now. That's why I sound a little crazy, but thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you, Legacy. Okay, on the grind, guys. Now I'm about to record. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nisi. Okay. Okay, next segment. TMG. Hi. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're gonna tuck this back in. So let me go ahead. Okay, I feel like I read this one before. We're gonna edit that out. Hey, Z. Hey, Yaz. Guys, we're just doing an episode of the podcast, so if I talk to you guys, it's gonna be edited out, but we're just finding a good one. Period. Oh, thank you. It was so freaking fun, Kevin. It was so fun. Loved it. You're getting ready for church. It starts at 6. Okay. Well, enjoy your church. Okay. What is it? It's Wednesday. So you're doing Bible study? Period. That's what I'm talking about. Also, where's my jar? Because I'm going to pick something out of there. Okay. So today... So today's episode, oh my gosh, I didn't even do my period point blank at all. It's youth group. Oh, okay. Period. Well, have fun at youth group. Have a good time. Okay. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Okay. And don't think about nobody else when you're praying. Literally think about God because we love him and Jesus. Okay. Hashtag Sis Hear Me Out. They're doing a giveaway. Oh, that's going to be fun. I love giveaways. Oh, yes. Shout out. Shout out to them. Okay.